Hey everyone, I want to start with a little story. Imagine waking up to see your favorite crypto, Cardano's ADA, plunge from about 80 cents to 33 cents overnight. Picture that gut drop. Twitter's on fire, panic everywhere, whales offloading millions of ADA like it's going out of style. It feels like the end of an era. Now imagine still being bullish after all that. Crazy, right? Well, that's me. Despite the roller coaster and despite all these shiny new utility tokens popping up, I'm still betting big on ADA. And a lot of that has to do with something Charles Hoskinson, Cardano's founder, said recently, and a journey I've been on that completely changed how I see this project. So, buckle up. Let's talk about why this one coin has my heart and maybe my sanity in 2025, even when everyone else is chasing the next big thing. Let's address the elephant in the room. Charles Hoskinson, love him or hate him, has a vision for Cardano that's truly long term and audacious. In a recent chat, he outlined where he wants Cardano by 2030 over 10 million users, fully decentralized governance, even a privacy sidechain called Midnight that could bring in institutions. He's talking about making Cardano the most widely used and trusted blockchain, focusing on adoption, governance, and privacy. Big promises, right? Meanwhile, the sentiment around ADA lately has been, well, mixed, to say the least. Some folks see Cardano as that boring old tortoise plodding along, while flashy hares, new utility tokens with immediate use cases, are sprinting ahead in hype. Case in point, have you heard of Remittance? If you hang around crypto circles in 2025, you probably have. It's one of those rising utility tokens everyone's buzzing about. Remittance, ticker RTX, is laser focused on a real world problem: cross border payments. They're merging crypto and traditional banking in what they call PayFi. Basically, you can enter someone's bank details, send crypto to a deposit address, and Remittance delivers fiat to that person's bank account within 24 hours. No hidden fees, pretty simple interface. That's huge utility. It targets the 750 plus billion remittance market, where people traditionally pay absurd fees and wait days to send money abroad. And Remittance isn't alone. It's just one example of these new tokens that have a clear purpose from day one. They're capturing imaginations and investor dollars. Remittance raised over $28 million in its pre-sale. So, here's the scene. ADA's price got walloped. Whales dumped 440 million ADA in panic. And shiny newcomers like Remittance are making ADA look like yesterday's news. Why on earth would I still be bullish on Cardano? Great question. I've asked myself the same thing at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling. To answer it, let me take you on a bit of a journey. My journey with ADA, through the challenges, the doubts, and the reasons I just can't let this project go. I first bought ADA years ago, and boy, has it been a wild ride. Cardano's development has always felt like watching a slow burn movie, the kind that tests your patience but rewards you in the end with a mind blowing finale. Cardano was never built for fleeting hype, it's engineered for enduring utility. That line resonates with me so much. It's like from the start, Charles Hoskinson and the Cardano team said, "We're not going to rush out gimmicks just to pump the price. We'll do this right, even if it's slow." Cardano has always moved at a tortoise pace, and here's the quick version of that journey: 2017 to 2019. Byron. Cardano launched as a research-first chain with basic functionality. No smart contracts, no staking, just the foundation. It was slow and quiet, and a lot of people lost interest. 2020. Shelley. Decentralization and staking arrived. The network shifted from company-run nodes to community-run nodes, and over 70% of AID got staked. That showed serious conviction. By 2024, thanks to the Chang upgrade, governance fully shifted to the community. Cardano became user run, not company run. 2021. Goguen. Smart contracts finally launched. The rollout was rocky. Plutus was new. The EUTXO model confused developers. Early dApps hit concurrency limits, and critics piled on. But devs adapted with better designs and workarounds, and Cardano's DeFi slowly became usable. 2022 to 2023. Basho. This phase focused on scaling. Hydra started rolling out. Sidechains appeared, including an EVM1, and Cardano got its first stablecoins like DGED. Still, the ecosystem was tiny compared to Ethereum or Solana. The infrastructure was there, but the highways connecting it to the wider crypto world were still being built. 2024 to 2025. Voltaire. Governance took center stage. There was tension between IOG and the Cardano Foundation, but that drama led to real reform. The community drafted a constitution and built new governance bodies, with a move toward full on-chain voting and treasury control. Charles emphasized something that stuck with me. We are in a very competitive industry, and we have to have the cognizance that we need to spend as an ecosystem to grow and thrive. In plain English, crypto is cutthroat, and Cardano needs to invest in itself, fast, or get left behind. This was a turning point. It was like seeing the usually academic, cautious Cardano crowd realize, okay, time to act with urgency. They even proposed using 70 million ADA, about $30 million, from the Treasury to aggressively fund development. Things like bringing in Tier 1 stablecoins, building real cross-chain bridges, better oracles and custody solutions by 2026. Essentially, Cardano's trying to fast-track the plumbing that other networks already have. This is new. It's happening right now, as of late 2025. And it tells me the community isn't blind to our shortcomings. We're fixing them. Alright, so that's the journey in a nutshell. Slow start, some technical hurdles, slower growth than the hype machines, governance fights, missing features. Honestly, when you list it like that, Cardano sounds like an underdog that's a step behind in many ways. I feel that frustration in my bones. I've lived it. So why stay bullish? Why didn't I bail for the next big thing like Remittance or Solana or whatever is hot this week? It comes down to what I'll call conviction over panic, stealing that phrase from something I read, because it perfectly captures my mindset. Whenever I question ADA, I zoom out and ask, have the fundamentals changed? Is Cardano still doing what it set out to do? The answer has always been yes. The price doesn't always reflect it. Clearly, dropping from 80 cents to 33 cents didn't scream fundamentals, but the tech and community progress were still on track. Cardano's guiding principles and vision. Cardano's whole philosophy is what keeps me here. It's built on peer-reviewed research, a slow and steady roadmap, and a mission to bank the unbanked and give people control over their identities and finances. That sounds fluffy, but look at what they're working on. Digital identity in developing countries, bringing internet connectivity. World Mobile is a Cardano-linked project doing decentralized telecom, microfinance, etc. This isn't just another platform chasing whatever trend makes numbers go up. It's trying to solve real problems. Charles Hoskinson is a big part of why I'm confident. I'm basically betting on Hoskinson's long-range plan to build a scalable, decentralized global network, pursued slowly and methodically. The man thinks in decades. He often talks about how Cardano's architecture will enable things like a privacy preserving sidechain, Midnight, for enterprise and institutional use, or how Cardano could become a backbone for AI agents to make payments. He hyped an AI payment standard called X402. Just recently, he said something bold. Midnight will be the single biggest economic event for the Cardano ecosystem in its history. It's going to airdrop to more than 100 million people and build bridges with all the major networks. 100 million people. Bridges to all networks. When I heard that, I had a double take. It sounds crazy, maybe it is, but it shows the scale of his ambition. Cardano isn't just playing catch-up. It's aiming to leapfrog by doing things others haven't even thought of, or are too scared to do. If Midnight even achieves a fraction of that promise, Cardano could suddenly connect to every major crypto ecosystem out there, plus bring in users who care about privacy. Now I know, vision alone isn't enough. Execution matters. But here's what gives me comfort. Despite all the naysaying, Cardano has executed on a lot of what it promised, just on a slower timeline. It delivered staking and decentralization, check. Delivered smart contracts, check. Delivered some scaling, ongoing, but Hydra and sidechains are coming online. Delivered governance, framework, in progress. But community votes are happening, and the treasury is being used more. It's not vaporware, it's just slowware. And slow isn't necessarily bad in a space riddled with hacks and failed experiments. I mean, how many DeFi protocols on fast-moving chains have blown up or been hacked for millions? Too many to count. Cardano's had remarkably few catastrophic issues. Even the recent chain split in November 2025. Yes, that happened. The network had a brief fork incident was resolved quickly. It was a blip, but it underscored that Cardano needs better monitoring and infrastructure. Thus, the $30 million push for more robust systems. Still, no user funds were lost, and the network held up. There's resilience in that. Let's circle back to those new utility-focused tokens like Remittance. They're exciting. I totally get the appeal. Remittance is actually solving something now, cheaper remittances, whereas Cardano is a platform that could solve many things eventually. It's like the difference between investing in a specific product versus the company that builds the platform for many products. Remittance, for instance, is positioning itself as a bridge between crypto wallets and real bank accounts. It even has XRP integration and supports 40-plus cryptos and 30-plus fiat currencies in its beta wallet. That's super cool, and if I purely wanted short-term gains, maybe I'd throw some money there, hoping it takes off when it lists on big exchanges. But here's why I haven't ditched ADA for RTX or others. Cardano can encompass all those utilities in the long run. Cardano is like an app store, and tokens like Remittance are like individual apps. The app might be successful. Remittance might grab a nice slice of the remittance market, and good for them if they do. But the App Store, if it captures lots of apps, has a broader staying power. I see Cardano slowly turning into a robust ecosystem where multiple utility tokens and dApps can thrive. In fact, remittances and real-world finance are on Cardano's radar. A recent analysis said Cardano should prioritize things like interoperability bridges, regulatory compliant stablecoins, and pilots in high-impact sectors like education and remittances. Exactly the areas these new utility tokens are targeting. So, Cardano's not oblivious. It's moving in that direction, but trying to build the infrastructure to support many such use cases sustainably, rather than being one specialized play. Also, many hot utility tokens have their own risks, maybe regulatory, if they deal with fiat, etc. Or maybe they won't maintain momentum post launch. We've all seen hyped pre sales that flop later. Cardano, on the other hand, has a huge community and years of development behind it. That community, you guys, is something hard to replicate. ADA has millions of holders and a culture of staking and governance participation that most projects dream of. Even when price went down, the majority of ADA holders just kept staking and chilling. That's diamond hands combined with actual network utility, securing the chain. It's a stark contrast to some token that everyone buys, hoping for a 10x and then abandons when it only does a 2x. I sometimes use this metaphor. Cardano is like a small rowboat chasing a battleship, far behind the leaders for now, but with steady effort and new ideas, it can close the gap. And those new utility tokens, they're like speedboats zooming ahead in a specific lane. They might lead in one narrow race, but Cardano is trying to win the marathon. Now, I'm not here to bash other projects. I actually follow and learn from many of them, and even hold a diversified portfolio. But when it comes to my core conviction, ADA remains at the top. It's the one I feel emotionally tied to, because I see it as more than just another coin. It's a community-driven movement with a grand vision. Alright, before I keep going on why I love this tortoise, let me drop a quick reality check and something I'm legally obligated to say. This might shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile, and you could lose all the money you invest. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. Your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. We good? Good. Had to do it. You know how it is. Now let's get a bit more practical and personal, because believing in ADA's future is one thing, but how do I navigate the present? How do I deal with the challenges? And what am I doing while waiting for this moonshot to hopefully pan out? I don't just sit around hoping ADA moons. I try to make the most of the journey and stay safe. And these are things any crypto investor can consider. 1. Staking and the cheek stake pool. If I'm holding ADA long term, I might as well earn more ADA. Staking lets you delegate to a pool and collect rewards every epoch. Your ADA stays in your wallet, never gets locked, and you can move it anytime. That flexibility is one of Cardano's best features. I eventually started my own pool, the Cheek Stake Pool, ticker Cheek. It helps decentralize the network and, if enough people delegate, covers its costs. It's more of a passion project than a gold mine, but it lets me give something back to the community. If you stake with Cheek, you get the same ADA rewards you'd get anywhere else, and it supports the channel at the same time. No lockups, no tricks. That's just how Cardano works. If you're an ADA holder looking for a pool, feel free to check out Cheek. We'd be happy to have you. 2. Preparing for the unexpected. Plan A, B, C with exchanges. This is a tip that any crypto investor should hear. We've all seen exchange outages or, worse, exchanges collapsing entirely. Cough, FTX, anyone? When things go haywire, like a sudden market surge or crash, exchanges can get overloaded or even freeze withdrawals. That's a nightmare if you only have one exchange account and it decides to take a nap during peak volatility. My strategy? I've signed up and KYC'd on multiple exchanges. I call it Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. For example, I have accounts on Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Qcoin, and a few others, all verified, all ready to use. Why? Because if, say, Coinbase goes down just when I want to make a move, I can hop to Kraken or Binance and not miss a beat. If one platform suddenly has withdrawal issues, I can use another to cash out or trade. It's like having multiple exit doors in a theatre. You don't want to be stuck in a stampede through one doorway. I highly recommend you do this in calm times, not when all hell is breaking loose. It takes time to set up KYC, so better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Now, a quick transparency note. I do have affiliate links for a lot of exchanges on my website. If you use those to sign up, it helps support the channel. And often you get some bonus too, depending on the promo. It's totally up to you, there's no pressure. But if you find my content helpful and happen to be making a new account, it's a nice way to give back without costing you anything. All those links are clearly labeled on my site, and I only partner with exchanges I personally use and trust. Multiple exchanges plus proper security equals peace of mind. 3. Crypto Safety 101. Use a hardware wallet. I cannot stress this enough. If you have crypto, especially a sizable bag of ADA or anything else, get a hardware wallet. Seriously, storing your crypto on exchanges is like leaving cash in someone else's safe. They might let you withdraw it until one day they don't. Storing on your phone or computer can be okay, but all it takes is one malware or hack and poof, it's gone. A hardware wallet like Ledger, Trezor, etc. keeps your private keys offline. I use a Ledger for most of my holdings, ADA included. When I stake ADA, I do it through Ledger via Yoroi or Eternal Wallet, meaning my ADA stays in my Ledger. I'm just delegating it. That way, even if my PC got compromised, a hacker still couldn't move my funds without the physical device. Now there's an important warning here. Never buy hardware wallets from third-party sellers like eBay or some random Amazon seller. There have been cases of tampered devices. Always buy from the official source or authorized reseller. I have an official Ledger affiliate link on my website, which guarantees you're getting a legit device. And yes, it gives a small kickback to the channel. Whether you use that or go straight to Ledger's site, just make sure you're getting a sealed, genuine product. And once you have it, never ever share your seed phrase, the 24-word recovery phrase, with anyone or any website. No legit support will ever ask for it. Keep it safe, and you've massively increased your crypto security. This is your shield against the Wild West out there. 4. Unity Nodes, my passive income experiment. Now, here's something a bit different and pretty cool. I always look for ways to earn passive income in crypto, especially during those times when prices are stagnant. Recently, I stumbled upon a project called Unity Nodes. It caught my attention because it involves World Mobile, a project strongly connected to Cardano's ecosystem. World Mobile is building a decentralized wireless network, starting in Africa, using blockchain and sharing economy models. Unity Nodes are basically a joint venture between World Mobile and a company called Minutes Network. They're described as software licenses you run on everyday smartphones to create a distributed telecom network. In plain English, you can turn your phone into a node that helps mobile carriers with data, and in return, you earn crypto. How cool is that? I was intrigued, so I dived in. I bought a Unity Node license for about $5,000. Yeah, it's not cheap. This is a serious test I'm doing. With that license, I can connect up to 10 smartphones to the Unity network. So, I literally took 10 old smartphones I had, and maybe I bought a couple of used ones to get to 10, installed the Unity Nodes software, and let them run. These phones are now collecting telemetry and network data, helping detect things like fraud or network issues for telecoms. It's like I've set up 10 little mini cell tower brains. And for providing that service, I get to earn rewards. Now, here's the fun part. The rewards from Unity nodes can be paid in various cryptos. I chose to get paid in BTC, ETH, ADA, and XRP. Basically a mix of top coins. And of course, I had to include ADA in there. So far, the passive income has been trickling in, and it's honestly exciting to watch. It's not making me rich overnight or anything, but it's a steady flow. I love that it's tied to a real-world utility, improving mobile networks and related to a Cardano-affiliated project, World Mobile. It aligns with my belief in crypto actually doing stuff in the real world, not just staying online. If you're curious about Unity nodes, I'll put a link in the description to their light paper and a calculator they have for rewards. It's a bit technical and definitely not financial advice. I mean, I dropped 5k on an experiment. It might be overkill for most. But I wanted to share it because it's one of those innovative things that got me excited about the space again. It reminds me that crypto isn't just trading charts. It can be plugging into new forms of income and tech we couldn't do before. I'll keep you posted on how this experiment goes in future videos. Maybe I'll do a dedicated one on Unity nodes if folks are interested. 5. Education and community. Cheeky crypto school. Last, but certainly not least, I believe in education. Crypto can be overwhelming. Markets swinging, news flying, so many projects to evaluate. The best investment I ever made was in understanding what I'm investing in and how to manage risk. That's why I started cheekyschool.com. It's my little baby where I've compiled what I've learned over the years into structured courses. I cover topics like how to spot good projects, basic and advanced trading strategies, risk management, so you don't YOLO your rent money on a meme coin, portfolio building, and more. I mention this not just as a shameless plug. Okay, partially shameless plug, but because I genuinely want people in this community to thrive and not fall for the traps that so many new investors do. During that big ADA crash I talked about, I saw many in our community keeping calm, sharing analysis, and not succumbing to fear. That made me proud. It showed that education and level-headed discussion can beat panic every time. If you're interested in leveling up your crypto knowledge, check out the courses. As a thank you for listening to me ramble this long, here's a little gift. Use the code YT50 off at checkout for 50% off any course. Consider it a community discount for being awesome. The link's in the description and all the info is there. We cover a ton of material, and I keep it updated because crypto never stands still. The community aspect is something I treasure. I always say this, crypto is not just technology, it's people. The ADA community, you guys have been incredible.